Hey guys, hello. I hope it's still on. When I just went live, I got a notice that my internet connection wasn't strong. I hope it's gonna go through. Okay, great. I have a super tool to share with you today. I've been actually brewing this. I love this tool. And by the way, I love the live videos, although I haven't been doing it. I love seeing live eyes watching it compared with making videos and share with you. And I'm actually in my favorite cafe in Shanghai. I can give you a little view of the city lights. It's one of my favorite streets, and talking about, small dreams coming true, big dreams coming true. I actually passed by this cafe once when I was in taxi, and I thought, what a beautiful place with all these glass doors, glass walls actually. It's wonderful. So now I get to come every day. Not every day, anytime I want, and I enjoyed it so much. I love the staff here, I love the food, everything. Okay, that's a little bit of rumbling. I have a magical tool to share with you today to bring more peace, joy, love into your life, and I am definitely not exaggerating. I wanted to say, I love talking about being happy, being joyful, and raising our energy. At the same time, we have to acknowledge that in life there are unwanted situations, we call it negative situations, coming up. Without acknowledging it, we avoid it, and that's ultimately undermining our true happiness. So what I actually want to share about is how to deal with those unwanted situations today. So although from the topic it doesn't sound like I'm going to talk about something unwanted, right? But it's going to empower you, I promise. All tools are valid. This is something I want to say. I don't really understand that. So all tools are valid as long as it supports you living your more full and fulfilling and joyful life. I'm talking about healthy, tools, except, I'm not talking about drugs and etc. So any tools that work for you are great, are awesome. Me, being the way I am, I love to dig deep. I love to understand tools that are truly, really touching the core of, being a human, why we're here, that kind of stuff. So yes, the tools that I'm sharing with you today is in that vein. I would say it really touches the core and really, really helps compared with other tools that I know. So let's say I'm talking about an unwanted situation, whether it's emotionally or actually, happening on the outside with someone or an external situation. When it arises, when the situation arises and you don't want it, it's unpleasant, unwanted, right? Or we call it quote unquote negative. Usually our reaction would, try to change it right there. Even with our emotions ourselves, we try to change it right there. And we all know what we resist persists. It doesn't really help, so to say, if you tried, if you've experienced. So instead, what I want to share with you today is, if you can, in those moments, whether it's about your internal, outside or external challenges or, unwanted situations, if you can remember, just close your eyes or not and rise above the situation. It's almost like imagining a version of you rise above the situation and overlooking the situation. I know, and I'm actually intentionally slowing down, it sounds weird, but here's the thing. This is exactly why I said this is a tool that touches the core. This is literally inviting you to become a higher self version of you, looking over the situation from a higher vantage point, instead of feeling I am the small human being, I'm here, I'm in this drama, all sorts of things. And then we have all the emotions. So here's the thing. All suffering, and I'm sure a lot of you, or every one of you knows that suffering or any kind of emotional pain we experience, it's all because of identification. We identify with this small human self. We believe we're the small human self. And then we become hurt, we become victimized, we become, annihilated. Or, oh my God, I'm so happy I'm back. So I was just saying, all of the suffering, it's because of identification with this human self. We believe we're the small human self. And ultimately, we're doomed if we think that way. And that's why this tool I'm talking about is really touching the core, because it really reminds you that you're more than this body. You're more than a human being. You are a soul. You're a higher self. So again, I know if you actually are connected with me on Facebook, I do talk about this. So it's time actually we acknowledge that we're not this just, human body, small human self. We are beyond that. We have to acknowledge that, and then we can overlook the whole situation from such a detached and disengaged, vantage point. That's when first thing that will happen is you won't feel that whatever emotion, or whether it's internal and external drama, you won't feel this heated emotion inside. That's the first huge benefit. You will instantly feel that. The second is, of course, as you do that, I would invite you to actually send love to the human version of you when you overlook the situation. This is so beautiful and so powerful. When you do that, you literally are remembering yourself as your soul, as a higher self. That's powerful, friends. And with one time, if you can do it once, you actually are just honing this awareness, this consciousness of you are much bigger than the situation, than the human, small human self. So I cannot emphasize enough. First of all, I tried it, I do it myself, and I also, shared it with my clients. I know how powerful it is, because ultimately, it literally just, helps us rise above the situation from, the human level. So, and the third point is, all of the negative situations I wanted to say at the beginning is that we don't want to, there's this false, I would say, idea that we shouldn't. Yes, I love it. Yes. And it's way beyond that, actually, Wayne. I think it's, as I said, yes, being human, that awareness, this is actually remembering that we can, when we look down, like when we overlook the situation without, consciously knowing it, we are doing what our higher self or our soul is doing. This is why I said this is, really some touching the core stuff that probably, other teachers or coaches don't talk about. I love talking about it. It's my thing, and I just love talking about this. And of course, I was going to say before I talk about Wen's sharing is that, usually there's this misconception that we should not talk about negative stuff, and even we should not like ourselves when we feel negative emotions, which is so I would say wrong, because every part of our experience should be embraced. That's just the foundation line, and we must now understand this. So instead of negating, instead of avoiding, I don't want to feel this, or even judging ourselves, saying, why do I feel this way? First of all, we acknowledge, I do feel this, I am running into this situation, and then you rise above, and then you send love to that version of you. This cannot be more healing than anything. So with that, I would say any negative situation that comes up is actually a turning point for us to learn to have that awareness, to have that higher self consciousness. This is really just the most recent updating from all sorts of energy, consciousness reports, if you do follow. So right now we do have this huge wave of high energy influx all over the earth, and everyone's feeling it. Basically, we're supported in terms of raising our consciousness, in terms of being really aware as a higher self living in this body, living on earth. So with that said, I basically wanted to say we're being supported using this tool. So try to use this. Of course, any other tools that you find really helpful, but I definitely wholeheartedly know that this one is the one that ultimately just lifts you up, and it enhances your higher self-consciousness. Of course, definitely, by disengaging from the situation, you literally feel much better instantly. And with adding that, sending unconditional love to the human version of you experiencing it, you are just solidly being your higher self. So I hope this is a tool that you will try, and I hope you find it helpful. Let me see what Wednesday. Yes, beautifully said, Wayne. I just saw something. Congratulations, this is your most commented on live video yet. I just love that. Anyway, I thank you so much for watching and joining. I love seeing those eyes watching. I am such a little girl. And I will come back with more tools to share with you, and I hope you will try this out. And if you can, even share feedback with me how it works for you. I will see you next time. Bye.